Hey everybody, today is Thursday, July 9th, 2026, and you're listening to the Wow We Still Can podcast. Today we're lucky to have Russell Calhoun with us to talk, and we're looking forward to getting to know about you, Russell, and your work lately, and what your goals are with some of the things that you've started. And I think our listeners are going to find it interesting because at the end of the day, we always talk about these things that are going on, and we always end with, okay, so what are we going to do about it? And I think that you're trying really hard to provide a mechanism or a means for people that want to do something. So welcome. How are you today?
Good. Yeah, thanks for having me on for sure. Yeah, so I don't know what to call myself. I'm just a guy, just a software engineer trying to, use my technical skills for good instead of for evil, as so many others are.
What they call that white hat or something
Yeah,
like that?
that's like a hacker term,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm not a
So
hacker.
there's no hacker activity happening here.
No,
Well, if you're hacking for the right stuff,
yeah,
whatever, we'll look the other way.
yeah,
And I wanted to pop on before I just wanted to say I found Russell on TikTok actually, and I was telling him earlier, usually there's one certain video that like will catch my eye, and I'm like, oh man, he's trying to do what we always talk about, what we want to try to do, and give people a mechanism to do something because with everything going on right now, it does feel very helpless. But, you know, I just could tell that what I saw, you had a slogan kind of tech for good apps, and directory of good is one of your apps that you set up. And I just thought that was super cool. So go ahead.
So yeah, we can start with that. So the I forget where that term came from, but maybe out of my brain. So I think someone may have left a comment, but yeah, that's one of the projects I've been working on. Yeah, the directory of good, literally just a directory of people out there doing good in the world. And one of my key criteria is like someone actually taking real world action. So like you'll see like the heaviest category I have is trash cleanup groups because that's they're easy to find. Basically every city and every town has one, and they're based on actually going outside and doing something. Not just an online only format. So yeah, that's one of my big projects. Like I've been thinking about things in sort of three different ways, I guess. So like action, of course, like there's no substitute for getting out there and doing something. And then also like where I'm trying to focus in more now is like organization. I feel like we're just missing a lot of key infrastructure to like facilitate people. Like a lot of people are saying like I have these ideas, but they don't know how to start, or they just like everyone's unhappy and they're like what's the first step? Like who do I reach out to? And we're missing a lot of that stuff that I've seen. So I'm trying to help build some of that and try to do it democratically.
Yeah.
Well, it's like mass executive dysfunction, like a
Yeah.
society level. We're all like, ah, oh God, I sound like I'm going through puberty. Sorry. But yeah, like everyone's like, oh my God, it's burning, but I don't know where to start, and it's so much. And also, how am I going to pay my rent? So all of those things. But you kind of brought a lot of things together, and you want to create a platform for what else would you like to have in it?
Yeah, so I'm actually rolling out like a new feature today too. So I just posted a TikTok yesterday. I am not a social media guy, but I found like that's the best way to reach people is like, there's no other alternative besides like going out in the street and trying to, you know, meet people. But TikTok is a
Right.
great reach because like it shows you to random people. Instagram I found is way worse. But yeah, so I'm rolling out a new feature today for people to like submit their ideas and like sort of have like sort of a backlog
Mm-hmm.
of what people want, and then um, you know, that's the next tricky part, I guess, is also finding people with engineering and tech skills that can help build it. But we also live in the world now where like you know all the AI agents, if you're okay with using them, you know they
Mm-hmm.
can do a lot of the stuff for you, like pretty simple scoped applications. So that's a double-edged sword for me too as a software engineer because I'm seeing vibe coded code out there and it's like not good, but it at the same
Yeah.
time it does give people at least like a starting point to start building some stuff that they want. But,
Right.
Right.
Some template to,
Oh.
yeah. How did this idea come to you to do something like this? Were you thinking there was a lack of, like, basically community organization for these things?
Yeah, so I'm building a couple other apps too on the side I can talk about, but like most of the stuff is just like things I would personally find useful. And like, as you're doom scrolling through TikTok, you see all these good accounts, and you're like, man, I wish I had a list of these people. Especially I've been trying to tap into I'll talk about another app here in a little bit, like tap in more to like the trash cleanup scene and help them, like essentially organize, like, I'll go into a whole tangent later, but about the trash scene.
Yeah, there's no
So,
shortage of need for
yeah,
that, for
I have
sure.
I have a big goal, but yeah, the basic idea for all my apps is like it's something that I personally would find useful, and I'm hoping other people will too, and just a bit of consolidation of information. I feel like that's like so hard today. It's like there's so many sources of info, everyone's posting, so it's like hard to like track things down into one spot and also like make sure it's correct.
Right, that's huge because a lot of times the information is there, but it's not reliable. So what's the point of
Well,
that, right?
and it's crazy because like I have this person that I argue with a lot and waste all of my time. It's terrible. But like he will say something from his chat GPT that he asked, and I will ask my chat GPT the same thing, trying to show him that it will answer me completely different, dude. And so I'll even send a screenshot of, look, I asked mine the same exact question. You can see it. It gave me a completely different answer, and you're outsourcing your brain here. So, like, yes, it's very hard to trust information.
Yeah, the AI, if that's interesting. People are using it for like arguments too, because I feel like a lot of people don't realize
It's,
what we have today too. It's like it's really just math. Like it's taking language and like finding common patterns. Like it can look up stuff on the internet now, but like it's not you can't really trust it.
I know,
Yeah,
it's like a total gaslight, like
yeah,
insanity.
yeah.
It's,
And it learns about you and like knows what you want. Like they're it's being built by a company that wants to extract out of you. So like it's going to try to please you and like get you to keep using it. So good starting point. Like maybe it'll point you in I like to ask it for like what are some resources I can go look at, and I go read them. But
yes.
yeah, hard to trust.
W- Well, and that's my exam. Like, I'm trying to get him to see you outsourcing like, I'm like, if I wanted to talk to AI, I would talk to AI. Like, why are you screenshotting, you validating yourself through AI? Like, I, that is insane to me.
Yeah, I feel like critical thinking is was already kind of low to begin with, and now it's fallen off a cliff.
Yeah, amen to that.
uh,
Amen to that.
Well, you can see the cognitive loop that they're stuck in, literally of validating themselves through
yeah,
a machine that was curated for them to. That's weird. It's very
I don't even
weird.
know what the solution to that is too. It's like you have to like at some point yourself realize this isn't right and like solve it for yourself, but it's hard for a lot of people to get to that point.
Yeah, and I think the first step to that is just having awareness to know that. And if you don't have that awareness, you're kind of behind the eight ball there. How does it work?
Yeah, so actually, uh, I think I pushed up that update actually today. So like, it does have a login now. I'm just sort of slowly building it. Like my idea was just literally like a place to compile, groups who are doing good in the world, like organizations, groups, individuals, and then also I pushed an update last week, like the tech for good side of things, because there's a couple other projects, I'm starting to find who are like they're technical based, like websites or web apps or mobile apps. So trying to compile a list of those and hopefully start connecting with more people.
I see.
Like that's my big goal too. At the end of the day, it's like how do we sort of form, not
Network.
too formal, but yeah, a network. Like it doesn't have to be super formalized, but at least how do we sort of share, especially with other tech builders, like how do we share knowledge, just kind of support each other. If someone were to blow up on social media, give each other a shout out, stuff like that. So,
Right.
yeah. So it really
Well,
it's just
like
a
an almost open source for the community, like, well, and then we don't have to rely on the things that are trying to control us if we build a community that doesn't rely on them.
the major social media sites have like their purpose, but yeah, people are leaning way too heavy into Meta and TikTok for community building. I think personally, it's great for reach, but like
Absolutely.
yeah,
Hmm.
Yes.
it's at the end of the day designed to like suck you in and designed to like encourage,
It's an
outrageous
addiction.
takes. Yeah,
Propaganda, MK
yeah,
Ultra on the screen. Sorry.
yeah.
I
It's just a lot of
oh,
cheap entertainment too. It's like we're so inundated by cheap entertainment and like fake dopamine. It's like you gotta you gotta break away from it. Yeah.
you got to
It
put it
feels
down.
yeah, you gotta put it down.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
so
it's
guilty of it too,
crazy.
like getting in a scrolling loop.
Well, I'll be enjoying a video and then I'll turn it. And I'm like, wait, didn't, I was enjoying that, but I'm not going to go back. Like, oh, ooh, ooh. And it's bad. It is bad. And then I see my kid walking around on it and I'm like, what is
Intervention.
happening? But
Yeah,
then
that's
I'm over there like, you can't, it's really hard to send your kid to
Right.
their room when they're like, are you serious, mom? And I'm like, I'm an adult. I pay for it. Go away.
that's
I
interesting
don't
about
do
too.
that. It's
Kids.
hard.
I can't. I'm glad I grew up like when I grew up like like dumb phones were like I had like the old classic Motorola Razr, and then like smartphones started coming out when I was like in high school, and then my parents would never buy me one, but you know,
You
I
didn't
sort of
have a
escaped that.
Nokia that you could
Nah,
harm somebody with that was a
I was
weapon?
I was too young for that, but then too old for like the complete smartphone takeover.
Right. You had a flip phone. You could really hang up on
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
That was the day. Like, snap.
yeah. Nobody knew where you were. Like
Yeah.
you weren't taking pictures and videos of everything you were doing. You're just hanging out with your friends.
I think
Yes. Thank
kids had to
God.
learn
That
how
was
to
good.
manage their own boredom too. And I don't think kids get very bored these days.
I
It's
actually
hard
get
to be
so
bored.
upset that my kid, I'm a reader. I don't like TV. I've never really liked it. It's hard for me to pick something to watch. That's my problem. I'm like, spend all my time picking something to watch, and then I'm like, I'm over it. But reading, because I can have 5 books going at one time. And my kid does not like to read. And it like,
I've tried to read recently too, and it's like it's so much harder now because you just want to pick up the phone and get
Mhm.
the cheap dopamine hit. Yeah.
Isn't
yeah,
that the truth?
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So what other apps are on your horizon right now?
Yeah. So I kind of we kind of deviated about saying that the three things I'm thinking about is like action, like how do we encourage people to actually go out into the world and do something simple. Pick up a bag of trash takes 5 minutes. Like I do it when I walk my dog. I just take a bag with me. Um, yeah, organization. So like how do we help? You know, I'll go into the trash dilemma uh, in a second here, but like I want to help organize the whole trash cleaning community, give them some more standardized ways to kind of log their data and collaborate together. And then the third thing I'm thinking about is like conversion too, which is sort of like tied into action. Like how do you get people who are just on their couch now like excited to go outside and do something? So another app I'm working on is I'm calling it Frontline. So it's a bunch of map based sort of campaigns, and the main one I'm launching is called Trash War, which is just about trash cleanup. So, like what I've done is I've loaded a map of all the zip codes in the United States and the United Kingdom. So if you go in there and you log a trash cleanup, you claim your zip code that you did it in as your zip code. So it's like claiming your territory. I'm kind of thinking of like, remember Pokemon Go from
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
years ago? Like, how do you get people, like all of a sudden that summer, everyone wanted to go outside and walk
Right.
around
Yeah.
and go to these stations and claim the stations for themselves. Like, how do you kind of recreate that sensation and like sort of hook, but like for going
Yeah.
outside and doing something good instead of
Yeah.
just walking to a station and throwing a fake Pokeball at it.
So like gamifying trash pickup.
Yeah, exactly. I can't stand the word gamifying, but that is
Okay.
exactly what I'm
Sorry.
doing. No, it's just like that word
What
is
was
used for so
that?
many
Oh,
things.
what was that? It was like geocaching
Yeah.
where like that people would hide things, but I guess that's like putting trash out there. So no, we're not doing that. My
No,
bad.
a geocaching is pretty cool. It's like you put it in sort of like a lock, like a container, so it
Like
doesn't
a
like
treasure, but
yeah,
I
like little
mean, if
trinkets
we're
and stuff.
trying to,
Yeah,
yeah. That was
yeah,
fun though. And it was
yeah.
free. I think that it being available to everyone and being free, which is another thing that you do. And I saw people in the comments, they were like, "Oh, I hope this is free." And you're like, "It is." But you are giving your time and your effort to do this. So,
Yeah,
you
that's been
know.
the hardest part for me too. Is just like cold outreaching to people on social media, like saying, "Hey, you want to check out this new app?" It's like people think I'm like here selling software. I'm like, no, this is free. Like I will literally build out any feature you want. Just let me know. But it's like been hitting a lot of walls in that regard, like because it looks weird when a random account just reaches out to you like, hey, you want to use this random app? It's hard to like
Oh, yeah.
make that case. I'm not very good at that side of things. I'm a software engineer. Like lock me in a dark room, let me write some code. I don't want to talk to people.
Yeah.
Boy, do I
I gotta make a
understand.
TikTok.
Yeah, now I gotta make social media posts.
I hear you.
Well, we originally wanted to just be a podcast, but that doesn't get very good traction. So now we're doing videos, and I'm like, oh God,
Whatever you
a
do today, like
video.
you have to do like short form social media to get any sort of like reach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Indeed.
mm. Well, no, but I think you're doing a really good job. Okay. Obviously, I reached out to you and was like, okay, this is something I'm interested in. And
Mm-hmm.
so you are doing a good job. Um, and hopefully this will help get your word out even more.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
okay, so we had the trash one. What's the other one? I'm sorry.
Yeah, just this is like again another one I just kind of built for myself. I'm calling it impetus. Like I think that the word means like sort of the driving force behind something, but it's literally just like a topic. It's sort of like a social media replacement, but not really. But just sort of a topic based like way to track information about certain topics. Like one I set up like data centers. Like you can go in and log like different resources, like different web articles or website like art data sets or whatever like about a certain topic in one spot. So that way you don't have to Google and look at 20 different websites. You can go to one spot and get linked out to a bunch of resources about a common topic. So I haven't really made any post advertising that one yet, but
Yeah.
it's really just for me at this point to like consolidate some info. But yeah, I really want to focus on frontline like the trash war. I'm thinking about you know maybe even doing like some kind of financial incentive, like if
Mm-hmm.
you clean up some trash here and this whoever's like the leader for this week, I'll give you like $100 or something like that. So just trying to find ways
Yeah, you
to
could get
incentivize.
donors
Yeah,
and like,
yeah,
that would be really cool.
yeah. I'm trying to stay away from asking anybody for money. Eventually, if I
Sure.
reach any sort of scale, like tech infrastructure does cost money, and I'll have to figure out that. But I'm trying to avoid that for as long as I want to keep things free
Yeah.
for everyone. Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
We're in exactly the same boat. We're like, okay, we're actually funding this for ourselves. This is a hobby, okay? Akin to my husband's golf. But no, it's not that bad, okay? I'm in my basement. But like it's if people are making money or blow up now or get any sort of popularity, my mind automatically is like, who's paying them? Who's behind them? Who's
What's the
pushing
incentive?
them? Yes. And it's almost impossible to even break through the algorithm on any sort of platform to push your message out if it's actually altruistic. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So, or
Yeah.
if they can't make money off of it somehow. So,
Yeah. That's an interesting concept too. Like seeing what goes viral, and like I follow so many like these like you know social good creators now, and it's like a lot of them have low followings. It's just like their content doesn't get very much engagement, but it's like people reward like these just like empty posts, and like they'll get hundreds of thousands of likes, but like you have someone who's like posting them actually going out and doing something good, and they don't get any love. It's sad
I
to
feel
see.
like that's a mirror to society right now,
Yeah.
which is really, really super depressing.
the
Uh,
worst people are really just, it's
they're killing it.
idiocracy. So, like, I knew I needed to file that movie. Like, when I first watched it, I was like, I hate this, but like, I feel it.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I've been
Feel
seeing
like
seeing those memes for a while for the past couple of years. Like we're living in.
it's true.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
4th of, or the UFC fight
yeah,
memes.
that really hit close to
Idiocracy.
home, idiocracy
Yeah.
wise. Yeah,
Even just the fireworks they did in DC, they did so many that they just smogged the whole place up. You couldn't even see them.
yeah.
They put 40 people went to the hospital, I think. Don't
Oh my
quote me on
God.
that, but I read that the National Park Service had to like approve it beforehand, and they were like, "No, like you cannot do this in this area around people, especially the people that are going to be there, like they're on
Yeah.
some medications. Like it's fucking hot." Like, and then they got COPD and you're doing the fire, like there's probably oxygen tanks.
Probably.
out
Yeah.
on the World Fair, okay?
Yeah.
And they're like bombing, droning the place with fireworks.
Yeah,
When
I
you were
heard they
talking about impetus, like my mind sort of went to like a Wikipedia type situation. Is is
yeah,
it like a niche type thing that's whereas Wikipedia obviously is humongous and you know, but would that be like for the layperson that you would be explaining this to, like what would be unique about it? And I understand that right now it's just something that you're sort of doing to keep track for yourself, but
yeah, sort of like a very toned down Wikipedia, but it's like more like topic based. Like say you want to, I'm trying to think what topics I added like a sort of like a free access topic recently about different resources that are offering um, free stuff. So like for instance, like I've added like a group I still sort of work with, like a Code for Philly project called Flask. Like they're mapping out in Philadelphia. Like the original idea was places you can fill up a reusable water bottle like,
sure.
for free. So like city run stations, like
That's
a
a
lot of
great idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of cafes will let you go in and fill up their bottle. But like, they're also mapping
Right.
out foraging trees, bathrooms, like food sites. The city used to, like I don't know if the city still runs much, but during COVID, they ran a lot of like food distribution sites. So mapping out stuff like that that's free for everybody. So in my site, Impetus, I would link them as like a resource. Like go check out their site. Like also as a group, like this is a group actually working for this topic, and then
Mm-hmm.
just some maps and other stuff kind of built in. But yeah, really just a way to
Yeah.
drill into a certain topic in one place. So you don't have to go over. And there's a voting system built in too. So like if you think this is
Okay.
good and gets more likes, it goes up to the top of the list, like more people see it. And inverse, if it gets more like dislikes, eventually it'll get flagged and like admin will review it and say this isn't right. We should probably get rid of it.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay,
right.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Bring back
You've got good
the
ideas, man.
display.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people out there like me too. The post I just made yesterday, I got a bunch of comments I'm sifting through now, and that's why I'm building like adding that extra like module to the directory of good of like a project intake form, just so kind of put everything in one spot, and then it's easier to instead of pouring through TikTok comments, it's a lot easier when it's all in a more structured data format and in one list on the webpage. People can kind of look through and say, hey, that sounds interesting. Maybe I should reach out to that person and see if we can start working on this.
That's so cool. That's like a Reddit for like all your favorite things, like that you care about. Because
Yeah.
there's so many things I care about. And I feel like you could, so is it by community or like location, or how does it group people out like that?
For impetus, yeah, it's really just topic based, and you can like see a map. But yeah, for the directory of good too, I'm tracking like the location for as many people as I can deduce where they're at from looking at their social media posts. So like that way you can
Right,
filter by
right.
location too. Yeah. Like I have a map on that site. You can click like that's one of my goals too. Is like people say, well, where do I start? You can go to this map of the directory of good and see like, hey, this group's operating in my city. Hop over to their Instagram, follow them, see if they're doing events. Just a
Right.
quick way to get
Okay.
on board. Yeah, I think if you make things easier for people to get involved, they're more likely, to get involved.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I will tell you, when like 2 years ago, when all, things started, um, I met like a group of people at the library randomly, and we created like this whole organization that, I mean, and it was just a group of people that would have never gotten together otherwise, besides we're
Yeah,
freaking out. I guess we'll go to the library. And I mean, seriously, there's like a bunch of retired people. There's like people from both political sides, but they're like, wait, what? All different types of people. And we're like the only nonpartisan organization in Missouri that
yeah,
like, and we started like, and it was just literally, and we had to learn all of this, marketing and everything on the way. And
Totally on the
it's
fly, just as you're
literally,
doing
and
it.
I mean, I got people that are like, still had a flip phone. You know what I'm saying? And they like now have the little mics and they're like, oh, I
Influencers
mean,
now.
no, like
Yeah.
I mean, there was not very many of those, I'm being dramatic, but I'm very impressed. Like self-taught, they use an A, like they love them some AI. Okay, that might be, but very, these times call for people to feel driven to do these things, and this is our time to shine. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everything you're
Everybody
talking
use
about
the
too.
talents they have. Yeah.
So everything you're talking about is like literally what the internet was like invented to do. Like, but now it doesn't really do anymore. Like the social media sites that when they started out, they were great, and then they grow into these giant trillion-dollar businesses, and it's like how can we engineer people to not connect anymore?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
end stage capitalism, end stage capitalism,
Yeah.
capitalism mean however you would say that.
Well,
That's
and
a comment.
as we
That's
know, it's designed to fragment us, to feed us what we already want to hear, and that includes the people that we're around, and yeah.
that's a comment I get with some of my posts, and I see just in general too. Like everyone wants a meta replacement. Like how do we have a social media that isn't run by one of these big companies? But building that would be a giant undertaking. But it would be interesting.
Yeah, as a software engineer, like hypothetically, how would that happen? How could you even start?
Yes. The tricky part too. I mean, building it honestly isn't that bad. But the tricky part is getting the users and like making that pitch. Like you said, everyone's addicted to the big players now. It's like
Yeah.
how do you position it? I think there's enough people to like get started. But yeah, it'd be
Mhm.
interesting to see if it could grow to some sort of scale.
Okay, but to do it, you have to do something kind of fucked up to get them addicted to it, which is morally
Yeah.
wrong, which is the only reason that this cycle keeps
Right.
fucking going
It
on
defeats the
because
purpose.
psychopaths go to the top
Yeah.
because they're
Yeah.
fucking psycho.
Essentially, yeah. It would be incredibly hard to make that successful because yeah, if you don't have those psychological hooks,
Mhm.
no one's gonna stay on it.
And they're doing all this weird shit. Oh God. Sorry.
Yeah, because I suppose that when you think about it that way, like what are some other platforms like Blue Sky, or what else do we have? Threads even. I mean, Threads has nowhere near the reach as some of the other meta things. So like it makes you, I assume that's the answer to the question, why do some of them take off and succeed and few of them do and most of them don't? I suppose it's the design.
Well, and the archive. Like it's been there for so long. I can dig some shit out of Twitter. Like Twitter, you want to find it, like it's in there. Okay. You can find evidence of something in Twitter because it's been there forever. Or, like
Well, same with
YouTube, I
Facebook.
can dig it up. Yes. Like
Facebook's not fun. I'm trying to spend a little time there, but man, it's a info bank.
It blows my mind how people still use Facebook. Like I open it every blue moon, it's just like it just feels like such a weird synthetic experience. Like it's so
I see
strange.
Zuckerberg sitting there
Yeah.
sweating.
Yeah. It just like doesn't even feel appealing to use for me.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah. Instagram's great because it's like, flashy content. Like, I get why people love Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
But like Facebook, I just can't even understand like how people are still using it.
To see what
'Cause you're under
Granny's
60, I
typing
guess.
in
Yeah.
the top
Yeah.
bar. See what
It's weird
Granny's
how
looking up
yeah,
and
it's weird how
accidentally
Facebook captured
posting.
the old like the senior citizen market. Yeah. It's a very interesting.
Grandpa's
Yeah,
playing
like
Farmville.
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe that's how it all started. Yeah.
Yeah, they got sucked into Farmville and never
My
got out.
grandma played the Farmville. Like it would be the middle of the night. I'm like, what are you doing? Stop sending me cows, please.
And
The
the people
Facebook
will
pokes.
believe anything, and they'll just be like,
Ew.
"Where'd you get that information? I saw it on Facebook," and that's like a declarative sentence. I saw it on Facebook, so it must be true. Come on, man.
I forgot about the poke, Russ. Like, oh my
yeah.
God.
Eek.
I don't even
Wow.
know if that's been around for a while, but I remember that was like an OG.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being in like high school, you could poke people as a joke.
No, it's so. People would take that way too literally now.
Indeed.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
no.
Well, how can we help you get your message out?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just, trying to learn how to play the social media game a little bit, just trying to post more consistently.
Mm,
But yeah, I feel like the hard part for me too. Like I'll talk about, I kind of danced around this earlier, but like the whole trash dilemma.
mm,
Like a lot of people are sort of focused on their little niche. Like trash groups, like most of them are scoped to like, a city or a neighborhood. Like I live in New York City, so like a lot of trash groups cover, a borough or a
mm,
specific neighborhood here in New York. Like they're really focused on that thing. And I'm trying to build like a more, you know, centralized map. Like a lot of groups, they don't have a map. They kind of their data just like disappears. Like they'll make their Instagram posts after cleanup. Some of them track it like in a Google sheet, like a spreadsheet. And then a couple groups I've seen have their own maps, but they're usually, like they're made by non-technical people. So like they're just like, pretty default Google map or something very simple. It doesn't have a lot of like input validation. So what I've been trying to solve is like how do we get all of that data on one map? Not just obviously just reporting the cleanups, but also like reporting hotspots. You can do that in my trash floor in Frontline. You can like you know take a picture of a trash pile and say, hey, there's trash here, and someone's going to clean this up if
yeah.
you don't want to do it yourself. But
Or
yeah, so
you could do that from the subway, right? Like, hey, I saw this out the window.
yeah,
Heads up.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just trying to make it easier for people to like and standardize data too. Like that's a big thing I'm doing with all the stuff I'm working on. Is like I have actual databases set up with my years of experience, like how to design data well, not just some random Google sheet. Yeah. So that having a map, like a more consolidated map that everyone can use instead of having sort of siloed out distributed maps, that's a big problem. Is I would call it like the Instagramification of society, where everyone's like, I got to build my community, I got to build my thing, I got to build my website, instead of like using a third-party site that's trying to bring all those people together in one spot. And that way, they don't have to worry about technical infrastructure too. It's hard. Like, software engineering, even with AI, is still difficult, and it gets expensive as you start to scale up. So you have to kind of skirt around that issue. But
Mm,
so having all that infrastructure in place for people to use, and also having like that gamified layer on top to get like the more, hopefully a more casual audience, like saying, hey, this might be fun. Go out and go claim my zip code, because someone can come along and clean up more trash than you, and then they get that zip code, and then you like see that
oh, hey. Yeah.
someone took my zip code. I got to go out and clean up 2 more bags of trash to get it back. So trying to hook into that
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
that
I see what you're
game,
saying. Yeah,
the
the
friendly
Pokemon
competition.
Go.
Yeah, yeah. I actually downloaded it the other week just for inspiration, and it was like number 4 in whatever group it is in the App Store. I'm like, people are still playing this game
You're
like
kidding.
10 years later. It's
After
great.
all this time? That's wild.
Yeah, I just remember very vividly that summer. I was doing an internship at a national park, and like we had to like do like extra special patrols because people would show up in the national park like after hours and try like get past the fences to get, because there was like a hot spot like where a bunch of stations were. It's crazy to see like
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
people who didn't care about Pokemon play Pokemon Go. So how do we get people who don't care about trash to start caring
Yeah.
about trash cleanups?
Yeah,
You
the
know,
incentive probably.
I heard this on TikTok, so it has to be true, right? That like Pokemon Go fruit supplied like just endless geographic data,
Yeah,
for
I was
like
gonna
Google
say
Maps,
I
Google
was
Earth.
trying to not go there, but
You wanted to, didn't you, Tina?
I
Did
did, but I've interrupted way too much already. So I'm like, be quiet.
No, yeah, I
Yeah.
heard that too. Yeah, they were just it was really just a ploy just to farm
Yeah.
geographic data for people.
Like
Right.
A Roomba map of the world.
I love it.
What were they? Do you guys know what were they actually using that data for? I know there was a massive data like farming.
I mean, it had to be.
Yeah, was it for Google Maps? I'm actually.
I thought that's what I read with it was Google Maps.
But what were they getting out of that? Just like where people commonly go, or I'm sure there's an article that outlines it.
Well, you had to photograph and then upload the photograph, right? So
I think was there some photo? I thought there's really just you just go to like
So
Was
you
it?
just
the
tagged
landmark.
in,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. You go
You got your
you go
like
to the station and do like the
Pokeball.
battle. Yeah,
okay. Okay.
yeah.
I guess I don't know then.
Pokeball. I
See,
don't
that's what
fucking
happens
know.
when I get information off TikTok. It's not
No,
right.
I know I've heard the same thing. Like it was basically just like a data capturing, ploy built
Right.
into the game. But I can't remember what they said the data was actually like, what the purpose was, or maybe there wasn't a purpose. They were just doing it and selling it.
Could be.
So
It was
that's everything
probably
too.
initially just a game, and someone had nefarious intent, screwed up.
Yeah, some
Well,
executive at
and
Pokemon, yeah,
Exactly.
saw the money.
That's what happened.
well, I bet so many kids played it. I bet something weird with that. Nasty.
Yeah,
Kids
that's
data.
sketchy too. Yeah, it's a young audience who plays Pokemon games too.
Yeah, that's a good point. That never would have occurred to me until
We
this
have
day and
sex
age.
islands and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
indeed.
And no one's doing anything about it at all.
Yeah, it's
At all.
insane, insane to
They're the
watch.
president.
Uh,
They're actually like the whole, like running the whole government.
yeah, I actually wanted to talk about. I like your guys. I love your podcast name, like While We Still Can, because that's
Thanks.
I don't I try to stay away from the doom and gloom, but like that is like a real problem too. Is like we're on the clock. Like the longer this waits, like they're able
Oh
to
no,
build
this
more
is
and more power.
crucial. Like this
Yeah,
is like the end.
Yeah.
yeah. Like that's why
Like
I'm
for
trying to
real.
build infrastructure to help people organize because like the longer we're unorganized, like they like with the advances in AI plus like robotics, like it's going to get legitimately dangerous very soon for people who want to like do good things. They're already like arresting people for being homeless. Like it's
They're
insane.
disappearing like whole people, like
Yeah,
whole, like we
It's
have
absurd.
concentration camps, dude. We have
yeah.
like
It's insane to
I
watch.
read I can't I
I think that someday, when we look back at this period in history, we're at least going to have the ability to say, we were trying to tell you. We were trying to
it's
do
the worst I
something.
told you so ever.
I
Like
know, I
any
don't want
point
to
in
say that.
time.
But I truly believe there are lots of folks out there that, for whatever, they're just not paying attention to what's really going on, or they're getting either not getting any news at all, or they're getting their news from a source that filters out what's really happening, and they get this sanitized version of things. Or I know that there's a lot of people that hear what's about the concentration camps and what's happening here, and think there's no way that my country can be doing, again, such nefarious things. They're just in denial. I hope there's not a lot of people out there that think, oh, well, F it. Look, what's for dinner, right?
I think that's
No, they
unfortunately
like it.
the vast majority of people. That's like 90% of people, and then
I
there's like
like to
five
think
trying
the
to do
best of
good and
people.
5 trying to do as much bad as they possibly can.
No, like
It's
there is
terrible.
a whole subset of people that are like, oh yeah, that's good. I like that.
Well, yeah, and I
Very
think
weird.
on that note, I truly underestimated how many people revel in cruelty, because I don't, right? And it never occurred to me that people could just enjoy cruelty like they do. But alas, here we are.
I thought most people had good intentions. I do
Same.
not think that anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of people are preaching unity in America, but like there is like a very obvious growing like moral divide. That like I don't want to be like on the same team as the bad guys. Like I don't care.
Right.
Like this at some
Well,
point you can't unify.
if you are willing to do nothing about extreme trafficking and pedophilia and you're willing to do it, and like they're eating them.
Ah.
Like the ultimate
And
litmus test. Yeah.
I mean it was in there, Lisa. I'm sorry.
I
And
know.
like and that like yeah, like that's a divide that I like. You're not safe. You're not a safe person. You're unsafe.
That's like yeah. No matter who you are, like that's a complete like non-starter. Like that is way beyond any reasonable line of behavior. Like
Right.
there's no possible way to justify that. Yeah.
Right.
It's weird.
That's
It's
the line in the
fucking
sand.
weird.
Let's face it. Yeah.
Yeah, so
But thanks
well,
for the
but you're
compliment on our
doing
name.
good. Yeah.
Like we picked that because we didn't have any better ideas, and then through the years we thought, well, at times we've thought about changing it, but God, that's a huge pain in the ass. You have to change everything, and we just kept it. So thank
I
you.
think
Appreciate
it's a
that.
great name. Yeah. I immediately like resonated with me. Like it makes complete sense to me. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, it feels like we're dying but rebirthing, not to be woo woo. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've actually joined like
Seriously.
yeah recently. Like I don't know what to call it, but like like a regenerative Earth type of community too, but like, very multifaceted group of people. And it's like it's cool to see, there's a lot of people out there who want like legitimately want to try something new, something better.
Mhm.
And it's trying to balance
Yes.
out like the fighting against bad while also building something good at the same time. It's a hard balance to strike as well.
Well, New York City is like the perfect example of this right now.
Yeah, so
That
the city is on the crazy upswing right now. It's interesting
absolutely.
to watch it.
And it's such a wonderful example for the rest of the country to see, these
Feels
are not
so good.
unattainable goals. Like reasonable rent, not an unattainable goal. You know,
These
uh,
are basics like we literally had like
yeah,
15, 20 years ago. There's no that's the weirdest thing too about all the bad things happening. It's like it's completely unnecessary. It's not like some external force is like forcing us to do this. It's literally just the result of bad decisions compounding over time.
100%.
No, it's like Jeff Bezos, you'd have to pay your taxes and you can't go on the one rocket ride this year. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a real shame.
But everybody in New York can have, stable rent, okay?
Yeah, it's interesting to watch the people who are
Sorry.
very anti that stuff. I mean, it's just like propaganda at this point. Like I'm very much like a lot of people like to look to these leaders like Mandani, like sort of like look to their fearless leader to save them. But like, I'm very much anti that. Like take this like build communities for yourself, but like also you know look at where good examples are when they are happening like
Right.
that.
That's a
A
great point.
political figure, a public servant who actually wants to help the public. It's
Right.
weird that it's like not the norm anymore.
Exactly. That isn't theirs to enrich themselves. Or, I suppose there's a fair amount of politicians that get elected with the right, with their heart in the right place, but the system just turns them into like, what's the guy's name from Pennsylvania? Um,
John Fetterman.
yes. My God,
Yeah,
what happened to him?
yeah,
You know,
that's true.
Israel.
I'm from Pennsylvania, so it hits close to home.
seriously.
Yeah, he's a strange case. Yeah, very strange. I guess
He
it's
had a
just
stroke and then the
yeah,
money.
yeah.
Or they
I'd
made
say
him do
just
something nasty and they got blackmail.
they have a picture of him wearing long pants. He can't let that out
Oh my God.
there.
That's a deal breaker.
I'm a
No,
sellout.
yeah, yeah. The money is the weird. Yeah, it's just it's
Yeah,
just the root of
no, it needs
all
to
evil. Yeah,
go. And then, sorry, I have to bring up the financials that came out the other day of he gave up his salary though.
Who are we talking about now? John Fetterman?
No,
no, no,
Donald
no.
Trump.
Oh,
Sorry.
anybody that's fooled by him giving up his $400,000 salary is kind of hopeless to begin with. Let's face it. Did people really care? Did they really think that was I
It's
don't know.
my only way to get any dopamine, even though it's negative. Okay.
Yeah, that's been a weird progression to watch too. Like the conservative side of America. Like I can't. I still don't understand why they like him so much, and also why he's like become like a cult of personality. Like to me, he's just like not very charismatic. Like he's like the antithesis of like the Republican you think of. Like he's a New Yorker like born into money, like a sleazy kind of like car salesman type guy. Like what what draws them in so like tightly like that? It's
That
hard to
he,
understand. Yeah,
oh no, he makes it okay to be their worst self.
But
yeah, I guess
that's,
yeah.
you have a really great question because, we're out here in a kind of a rural space. And I grew up in an area where he is the antithesis of everything that we
Yeah.
were taught not
That's
to
that's what
be.
that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, it's like
And
why
I
do
don't
they?
understand how anybody that taught me those lessons or in my community can look at this guy and not see through the BS immediately. I
I
don't know.
mean,
That's a great question.
I
I
guess
hope.
people.
I
Yeah,
like
I'd like to learn
physically
the
was
answer to
like,
that.
uh,
I mean, I think a lot of people gravitated to him like back in like 2016 because he was saying like you're gonna come break up the establishment, but like I was yeah.
which I get that. I get that, but also the only reason that he played a reality TV show, like they're like, no, he runs a business. And I'm like, no, he was bankrupt 6 times. He
And they edited
played
that show heavily to make him look better.
I think he's actually declared business bankruptcy 8 times. I remember, I
Sorry.
remember the first time I went to Atlantic City. I remember seeing the shell of one of I think it was the Trump Plaza. They were like about to demolish. He somehow managed
Yeah.
to bankrupt, multiple casinos, which is
Right.
an
Well,
impressive
and
feat.
even in 2016, it was a short Google search to learn that he is a lifetime con man,
He
and
didn't just broke a bunch of
multiple
contracts.
examples. Yeah.
And Jeffrey Epstein's bestie.
uh,
Like
it's still funny
besties.
the denial of knowing him. Like my favorite joke is like there's more pictures of him with Epstein than like I have with my dad. Like that applies to me for
Yeah.
sure too.
Yeah. That's it.
Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files more than Jesus is in the Bible. So
That's fun to think about.
I don't read that very
Oh,
often.
goodness.
So, yeah. So, well, on that note,
Yeah.
you know
Well,
what?
tell all our listeners where they can follow you. Like, what are your ads and whatnot?
Yeah, so I'm trying to think what I'm on Instagram. Let me actually double check real quick. It
And
should
we'll put
just
them in the
be
show notes too.
yeah. I can send you everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just on Instagram, just the_Russell_Calhoun. I have no followers in there. I just started that one not too long ago, and Instagram's not been kind to me. But yeah, on TikTok, just Russell Calhoun as well. I have a link tree usually I use to just send out to people. It's a little bit easier because that has a list of the apps I'm working on as well too. But for websites, check out directoryofgood.com if you want to find a list of people trying to do some good in the world. Check out frontlinemaps.com if you want to do some fun mapping based campaigns. I have another one in there too. I talk about trash, but another one focused on solar punk. If you're familiar with that sort of a sphere as well, about certain greening and new sort of community initiatives. And then
Can you repeat that? Solar.
a solar punk.
Oh, got it.
That's like that's like its own sort of sub niche kind of community, like sort of regenerative earth kind of stuff, and clean tech.
Clean tech. Got it.
So cool.
Yeah.
I vibe with that. Very cool.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with solar punk, definitely look it up. It's a very very cool community that's very all encompassing of tech side of things, like social side of things, like urban greening, stuff like that. So
Okay. Very cool. I'm gonna put all that down below, and I'm gonna check that one out too here
there's
in
a
a little
pretty
bit.
growing and thriving community around solar punk too. I'm sure you can find someone who's more of an expert if you want another podcast guest as well.
Yeah, for sure. You'll have to hook me up with that because
Yeah,
that
let me see
sounds
if I
super
can
interesting.
track down. Yeah, last site too, yeah, impetus.social, if you know how to spell impetus. That's just haven't really formally launched that. It's live and works though. But if you just want to, it's really designed to be a community site where you can submit resources and info about certain topics, and then sort of have that compiled in one spot. Yeah.
Like our niche Wikipedia
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
about
your,
stuff that's good.
Your picture on Insta looks like the guy. It's the guy from Napoleon
Napoleon
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
I
Uncle
love
Rico,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, Uncle Rico. I love it. Okay, I'm following.
Yeah, I've been experimenting more with Instagram, but TikTok I found is just so much better for
Yeah.
For reaching out to people. It's
All
very
right.
different environments on both
gosh.
sides of the fence.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing all this with us. We appreciate you trying to do good in the world, and I know that sounds kind of trite, but that's what you're doing, and it takes time and effort and guts to put it all out there, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I love what you guys are doing.
Yeah, we have a new friend.
Exactly. Yeah, TikTok friends. Yeah.
Yes. Well, now if you're ever in mid-Missouri.
I'll let you know when my next mid-Missouri trip is coming up.
Yeah.
Hey, we got St. Louis and Kansas City. Okay.
I'm a coast guy. I like to stay on the coast near the ocean.
Well, my
Wise
daughter
man.
was actually just like,
Wise man.
I want to go to New York. I'm like, Veda, you can't even sit in traffic. Like, no, you're good.
She would
No.
love New York.
She would
New
love
York's
it for
amazing.
she would love it until she got hungry.
They have food.
Well, there's a
And
lot of
she
good
needed
food.
to
Yeah.
get, no, but she needed to get somewhere quickly to get chicken nuggets or something.
See, that's the thing is usually you can just walk There's nuggets somewhere within a walking
Okay.
distance.
Okay. It's me. It's me. I would be overstimulated. Okay. And I'm always late. I can't be trying to find people are in my way. I'm running on the minute.
Sounds like
Okay. Well,
that's the New York mindset right there.
There you go. She'd fit right
get
in.
out of my way.
The slow walkers on the sidewalk are the bane of my existence.
That's the worst.
I might be more angry than I already am. Okay. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope you have a good night. And thank you for listening to the While We Still Can podcast.
Yeah, thank you. Take care, everyone.